Today on Public Eye News, Sawyer International Airport is adding another Chicago flight, and the Soo Locks open for the 2018 season.
We will have a look at our weather forecast, and Ryan Gooch has a preview of tonight's NMU women's lacrosse game. Hi, I'm Charlie Edwards.
And I'm Jillian Wormlinger. Welcome to Public Eye News. On March 17th, Northern Michigan University's Wildcat Weekend open house for prospective students and their family members or guests was the longest in NMU history. Total attendance was 982, which included 430 students. Wildcat Weekend is held each March and October. The past two have drawn the largest number of visitors. All Wildcat Weekends offer tours of the resident halls and other campus facilities. Attendees are also encouraged to explore the area's cultural and recreational opportunities. And Sawyer International Airport is adding another flight to Chicago O'Hare International Airport starting in May, according to an announcement this spring. The May schedule will begin with American Airlines adding a Saturday-only service for the month of May and June 2nd, arriving in Marquette at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The aircraft will depart Marquette at 11:05 a.m. Eastern. The airport says it is anticipating an additional daily flight to Chicago beginning in June. Sawyer will continue its current morning flight to Chicago O'Hare International Airport on American Airlines, as well as the non-stop flights to Detroit and Minneapolis-St. Paul through SkyWest Airlines operating as Delta Air.
Tomorrow, a March for Our Lives movement meeting will be taking place in Washington, D.C. Meanwhile, smaller marches will be taking place around the country, including downtown Marquette. Marcus Senior High School student Clara Smith says, quote, "We're keeping our heads high, we aren't backing down on what we believe, and we also respect others' opinions and just want to share our voice and opinion," end quote. Michigan State Police St. Ignace Post is currently on the lookout for a missing person. 25-year-old Riley Harrington from the St. Ignace area was reported missing by family members. Harrington's last known contact was on Friday, March 16th in the St. Ignace area. Anyone with information pertaining to the whereabouts of Harrington is encouraged to contact the MSP St. Ignace Post at 906-643-7582.
On March 21st, 2018, a member of the Gogebic Iron Area Narcotics Team went to Ira Asher Wilson Johnson's Ironwood residence to arrest him on a 3-count warrant for charges including possession with intent to deliver marijuana, which is punishable up to 4 years in prison or $20,000. At the residence, the officer made contact with Wilson Johnson and a second male individual. While the officer was talking to the 2 male individuals, the officer believed that there may be additional evidence which would further the criminal investigation and insist in a successful prosecution of individuals involved in the distribution of controlled substances in the local area. Morgan R. Gibson was charged with possession of marijuana within 1,000 feet of a school, which is punishable up to 2 years in prison and/or $2,000. And the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Detroit District announces the Soo Locks in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan will open Sunday, March 25th, marking the beginning of the 2018 Great Lakes shipping season. The locks were officially closed on January 15th and underwent critical repairs and maintenance during the 10-week-long winter shutdown. Critical repairs and maintenance to the Poe lock during the shutdown included replacement of gate anchors, miter blocks, coin blocks, and cylinder seals. Final work on Poe lock operating system controls were completed. The Detroit District operates and maintains the Soo Locks along with 94 harbors and connecting channels on Lake Superior, Michigan, Huron, St. Clair, and portion of Lake Erie that borders the state of Michigan. And after the break, we'll be back with your national and international news.
There's no question about who the greatest comedian is. Richard Pryor.
Hi, how you doing?
He said he was a loose cannon.
You ever notice how nice white people get when there's a bunch of around?
They created the 5-second delay on Saturday Night Live because of Richard Pryor.
The consummate entertainer.
I'm not sure where I would be if I didn't follow the Richard Pryor light. He's still influencing generations to come.
Tonight at 10 after the rise and fall of the brown buffalo.
And welcome back. In Florida, a semi-truck carrying livestock overturned late Thursday night near mile marker 79 and set free several cows and sheep. The livestock caused multiple road accidents and some cattle have even been killed. Until the situation is being taken care of, east and westbound lanes are blocked from Highway 331 to 285. President Trump has taken everyone, even his own staff, by surprise with an announcement he may veto a bill which would keep the government open beyond the midnight Friday deadline. It comes as he's making more personnel changes to his senior staff. Mola Lenghi has more details from the White House.
President Trump signed a $1.3 trillion spending bill into law, despite his reservations.
There are a lot of things that we shouldn't have had in this bill, but we were, in a sense, forced. If we want to build our military, we were forced to have. But I say to Congress, I will never sign another bill like this again. I'm not going to do it again.
In an early morning tweet, the president said he was considering vetoing the spending plan because it didn't protect DACA recipients and didn't fully fund his border wall.
I was thinking about doing the veto, but because of the incredible gains that we've been able to make for the military, that overrode any of our thinking.
Democrats say it was the president who backed off a deal to fix DACA and fund the border wall last month.
We gave him every penny he asked for over 10 years and fix the Dreamer problem, and he said no.
The motion to concur is agreed to.
The Senate passed the spending bill just after midnight with bipartisan support, but it did not have the votes to override a veto.
The president's last-minute veto threat surprised his staff, who had promised he would sign the bill, but Twitter surprises are nothing new for this administration.
Thursday, the president announced he was firing National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster and replacing him with John Bolton.
Demonstrates, I think, the sort of limbo that that I'm in, because I didn't really expect an announcement this afternoon.
Bolton is known for his aggressive posture on foreign policy, writing last month that it was perfectly legitimate to strike North Korea first, and in 2015 recommending the U.S. bomb Iran. Mola Lenghi, CBS News, the White House.
Stephen Paddock, the man who rained bullets down on a crowd of concertgoers last October, killing 58 people, appears in newly released surveillance video to be an ordinary hotel guest and casino patron in the days leading to the massacre. Video and stills provided by MGM Resorts International of the Mandalay Bay Resort, where Paddock stayed, shows him checking in at the hotel lobby, escorted by a valet and gambling in the casino. He's also seen wheeling large suitcases into his room that contain the arsenal with the weapons that were all recovered after the attack. Police have been unable to develop a clear motive for the attack, and the surveillance images released on Thursday appear only to deepen that mystery. And a former Playboy model who claims she had an affair with Donald Trump before he became president is speaking out about her alleged 10-month relationship. John Shimo has the story from New York.
Former Playboy model Karen McDougal told CNN's Anderson Cooper she got a surprise from Donald Trump after the first time they were intimate.
He tried to pay me, and I actually didn't know how to take that.
Did he actually try to hand you money?
He did.
The White House has said the president denies the affair, but McDougal claims it went on for 10 months, beginning in the summer of 2006, just a few months after Melania Trump gave birth to their son Barron. McDougal had a message for the First Lady.
What can you say except, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wouldn't want it done to me.
On Tuesday, McDougal filed a lawsuit against American Media Inc., demanding she be released from a 2016 legal agreement that restricted her from speaking about the alleged relationship.
I feel like the contract is illegal. I feel like I wasn't presented correctly. I was lied to.
AMI responded to the suit, saying McDougal has been free to respond to press inquiries about her relationship with President Trump since 2016. Adult film actress Stormy Daniels says she also had an affair with the president and signed a non-disclosure agreement in the days before the 2016 election. She claims the agreement is legally null and void because Mr. Trump did not personally sign it. She wants to set the record straight. President Trump denies any affair with Daniels. John Schumo, CBS News.
And after the break, we'll be back with your weather and sports. Stay tuned.
Wilma Mankiller, the first woman ever to serve as the tribe's principal chief.
A lot of people told her not to do it.
It was the very first time I'd ever faced overt sexism.
She had death threats. They were fearful of a woman leadership.
She's appeared before congressional committees and met with 3 presidents.
I'm a pretty ordinary person, given an opportunity to do extraordinary things in my life.
Saturday afternoon at 4:30 on Public TV 13.
And welcome back to Public Eye News. My name is Charlie Evers with the Look of Your Local Weather Report. As you can see behind me, it is a beautiful day outside, so make sure you go up and soak up those sun rays. Taking a look at our current conditions, it is sunny with the temperature at 30, winds come from the north-northeast at 13 miles an hour, and the barometric pressure is 30.49 and steady. Tonight, it will be partly cloudy with a low of 13, and winds come from the north at 7 miles an hour. And tomorrow, it will be partly cloudy with a high of 29, and winds come from the east-northeast at 12 miles an hour. Taking a look across UP, it is sunny almost all across the board, except in Iron Mountain, where it is partly cloudy. In Sault Ste. Marie, it is 30. In Manistee, it is 33. In Escanaba, it is 36. And in Menominee, it is 33. In Iron Mountain, it is 37. In Ironwood, it is 40. And in Houghton, it is 32. And back here in Marquette, it is still 31 and sunny. Let's take a look at your week ahead. On Sunday, there will be a high of 38, a low of 24, and partly cloudy. Monday, a high of 42, a low of 36, and rain. Tuesday, a high of 42, low of 30, and rain. So it looks like our weekend is starting to warm up, and I also hear that things are heating up for the NMU women's lacrosse team. Is that right, Ryan?
Yeah, we definitely have some exciting games to look forward to. The Northern Michigan women's lacrosse team will be back to the Superior Dome this weekend with games against Grand Valley State and Tiffin University. Tonight they will play Grand Valley at 7 p.m. for their first game of the season. Tonight's game will also serve as the team's One Love game. Founded in 2010, it is a game played each year to honor a former senior student athlete, Yav Yeardley, who was beaten to death by her ex-boyfriend just weeks before graduation. The Wildcats game against Tiffin will be played tomorrow at noon, and both games will feature video and live stats. And University of Michigan are soaring in March Madness. The Wolverines defeated Texas A&M 99-79 in front of a huge crowd in the Staples Center last night. Michigan took a massive lead in the first half, scoring 52 points compared to A&M's 28. They then continued their massive strides into the second half, scoring another 47 points. This victory takes Michigan into their third Elite Eight in 6 seasons and will play Florida State tomorrow at 5:49 p.m. The Wolverines have 31 victories this season, which is tied with the school record. And former Ajax, Juventus, Inter Milan, Barcelona, AC Milan, Paris Saint-Germain, and now Manchester United player Zlatan Ibrahimovic has departed the English soccer club. After trying for a while to get his contract terminated, the club finally agreed, and the LA Galaxy was finally able to sign their long-time transfer target. The Swedish footballing legend and self-proclaimed Lion was in Hollywood today for his presentation with the club. The Swede spent a season and a half in Manchester, scoring 28 goals in all competitions last season. But after suffering a pretty bad injury at the end of the season, he has only made 5 appearances and has 0 goals this season. After making an impressive recovery from last year, Ibrahimovic looks to shake up the MLS, asking his American opponents, "Do you dare to Zlatan?" Now, it looks like Zlatan finally found his way into the MLS, and I heard you have a story about something else that was found?
Yep. A Florida man has been reunited with a cat he lost 14 years ago. Fort Pierce resident Perry Martin claims he assumed his orange tabby named Thomas Jr., or T2 for short, had perished in a traffic accident back in 2004. Martin had T2 implanted with a microchip back in 2002, and after T2's escape, news of the pet's whereabouts were non-existent until a Martin County Animal Service called him on March 9th to inform him that T2 was in a shelter in Palm City. The two reunited last week at the Humane Society of the Treasure Coast. And with that, that is all the time we have for Public Eye News. Make sure you tune in back on Monday.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.